CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Makovec.
On the afternoon edition, Bay Area cities celebrating Independence Day. Communities coming together to mark our nation's birthday. Thanks for joining us on this 4th of July. A lot of parades and festivals are already underway. And one of the East Bay's most popular 4th of July events is in Danville. Veronica Macias has been out there all morning and joins us live. This is a big event. And people were lining up here in the early morning hours for their spots.
Right on cue. We have the street sweeper coming through here, and right now they're picking up. But yeah, there was thousands of people out here. You had families who were out here celebrating the 4th of July through the heart of Danville. So many people who were just excited to have this parade that brings so many together. And this year's theme, it was 50 years of community service. And we met a group of veterans who were here who talked about all the service they gave to this country and the freedoms we get to celebrate on the 4th of July. Volunteers arriving early to help, like these Boy Scouts putting on some gloves and taking out the trash along the street. Many people from the area doing their part to make this 4th of July parade a success for Danville. This morning, officers sweeping through the area, making sure the canines checked all the belongings out on the street. Intersections were blocked with barricades and vehicles for security. Everyone participating in the parade filled with excitement and eager to see one another. Groups met at San Ramon Valley High School, including the Vietnam veterans of Diablo Valley, who bring a Huey helicopter each year. These guys calling it the Angels of Heaven that came in to help rescue wounded troops.
And most of the time the doors weren't on. They took the doors off the helicopters.
Vietnam veteran Steve Makaiza says it's important to carry out this helicopter in the parade because it was the workhorse of the Vietnam War. He used to carry out search and rescues. And when celebrating America and its freedoms, this part of history, he says, should not be forgotten. For those who lived through those moments, the memories are still very present.
I haven't forgotten anything that happened over there. It's still right up in front of our brain.
For U.S. Army First Lieutenant James Taylor, who was given the Medal of Honor by President Johnson, it's been more than 50 years, he says, but these men still think of the many brave souls who never made it home. And on America's birthday, they hope those in the parade are reminded of the sacrifices and freedoms we have as a country.
To come down here and be with these guys just for 2 days, it's just wonderful. And I hope that the people sitting on the sides gazing at these guys, they're all a bunch of gray hairs, but I guarantee you, if our country needs us, we'd go tomorrow.
Wow.
I'm 87 years old, and they'd have to give me a bigger uniform, but I'm ready.
People along the parade route happy to acknowledge their service and celebrate this 4th of July in community, remembering all the good things this country has to offer. So you still have a lot of people out here who are picking up their chairs that were set up by last night, by the way. So people really squeezing in to get a front view of the parade happening here on San Ramon Valley Boulevard. But right now, just families leaving this area. Some streets are starting to open up, and hopefully they're taking those celebrations on with friends and family at home. Anne?
Yes, Veronica, on to the next party. Thanks a lot for that report. We are also following other celebrations around the Bay Area. Alameda held its annual 4th of July parade. Organizers say it's the longest parade route in the country. It spans 3.3 miles with about 2,500 participants. And there are lots more 4th of July celebrations going on throughout the day. If you're still making plans, you can head to our website. We have a guide there showing you where to find fireworks shows, drone shows, all the activities across the Bay Area. Just head to our website, kpix.com. San Francisco hosting its annual fireworks celebration tonight. CBS News Bay Area bringing you that fireworks show live on Pix Plus. The show starts at 9:30. It will also be streaming on the free CBS News app. First alert weather now. A lot of people wondering how that's going to work out for their 4th of July celebrations. A little cooler than average. Here's meteorologist Jessica Birch with a look ahead.
Happy 4th of July. Let's dive into our 7-day forecast. It's actually one of the coolest days this week for us today, all throughout the Bay Area. The Bay alone sitting in the upper 60s. We'll hold on tight to a similar forecast throughout this weekend, and then we slowly start to warm up into the mid-70s as we head into late next week. We'll get there just around the corner, but let's talk about our inland areas too. Today, it's also a nice cool day. We're sitting in the 70s everywhere from the East Bay up into wine country, down into the Santa Clara Valley. The winds are strong today. They die down tomorrow, and then we get that nice warm up heading into next week.
New information in the investigation into Tuesday's explosions at a fireworks warehouse in Yolo County. Authorities say human remains have been found after people from the coroner's office were allowed to access the site. No positive identifications of the remains have been made yet. 7 people are still missing, and their loved ones are waiting for updates. Officials are using drones to help safely guide response teams. The faculty supplies fireworks to cities and towns all across the region, and so many of those cities have now canceled their fireworks shows, including San Jose. Instead, the city is going to host its first ever drone show at Lake Cunningham Park in Cloverdale. The annual Chuck Siebert Pyro Spectacular also canceled. Most of their inventory was destroyed in the Yolo County explosion. Other cancellations include the Lodi Lake Fireworks Show, St. Helena's 4th of July display, and the show at Chico's Silver Dollar Speedway. Well, police say illegal fireworks are to blame for an explosion that punched a hole through a roof of a home in Hayward. People in the neighborhood near 880 were evacuated. Police say that after they got to the scene, 2 more explosions went off. 2 people were brought to the hospital in critical condition.
Go near the garage and try to put it out. I can hear them saying inside the house, "It's gonna blow up again. It's gonna blow up again." And then that's when I tried to keep my distance, and then the second explosion happened, and then I got disoriented, and then my ears started ringing, and then as I was trying to get back to our house, the 3rd explosion happened.
We caught video of crews taking fireworks out of the home, and we should know fireworks of any kind are illegal in Hayward. Police in Milpitas asking for the public's help to find this missing boy. He's 9 years old, Harshal Kumar, last seen yesterday morning at an apartment complex on Montague Expressway. He was last seen wearing a blue Minecraft shirt and black pants. He was carrying a green backpack. If you see him, call Milpitas Police or just call 911. In the South Bay, family, friends, and community members gathered for a vigil to remember 18-year-old Marissa DiNapoli in the area where her body was found at Anderson Lake. The Morgan Hill teen disappeared 5 days after she texted her family saying she was staying with a friend. When they couldn't reach her, Marissa's family called the police.
Marissa was a beautiful, kind soul, and she would have loved everybody and anybody. And like, I have seen this kid do beautiful things just by being who she was.
Well, investigators say that Martin Mendoza, this man, is a person of interest. The girl was last seen with him on Sunday morning. Police say that they spoke to Mendoza days ago and that he was not being cooperative. The San Francisco FBI is on the hunt for him right now. He is believed to be in a white Toyota Camry with either license plate CW87W00 or 9PTM351. To the White House now, where this afternoon President Trump is set to sign the massive spending bill that Congress passed yesterday. The key piece of his legislative agenda calls for increased spending for border security and the military, but also makes changes to safety net programs, including Medicaid. But before signing that bill, the president is focusing on foreign policy. Nicole Skanga has the latest from Washington.
President Trump spoke with Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky Friday morning, hours after Kyiv was hit by a barrage of Russian drones and missiles. In a social media post, Zelensky said the 2 leaders discussed air defenses and agreed to work together to protect Ukraine's skies.
We count on continuation of American support.
Today's phone conversation comes after President Trump said no progress was made during his call Thursday with Russian President Vladimir Putin.
I'm very disappointed. Well, it's not, I'm just saying, I don't think he's looking to stop, and that's too bad.
While he expressed disappointment over the war in Ukraine, when it comes to his domestic agenda, the president is enjoying much more success. He's getting ready to sign the spending and budget package, one he calls the Big Beautiful Bill, here at the White House later today.
The motion is adopted.
President Trump celebrated the bill's passage at an event in Iowa Thursday night.
With this bill, every major promise I made to the people of Iowa in 2024 became a promise kept.
The bill increases spending for border security and the military and extends the 2017 Trump tax cuts, while also making cuts to the safety net programs such as SNAP, the Food Assistance Program, and Medicaid. The bill will also add more than $3 trillion to the deficit over 10 years, according to the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office. 2 House Republicans voted with all Democrats against the bill.
The American pilots who flew in the mission to bomb Iran's nuclear facilities are expected to attend the White House's 4th of July celebration. The event is also expected to feature a flyover by B-2 Spirit bombers. Those are the jets that were used in those strikes. Still ahead, an update on the wildfire burning in San Luis Obispo County, now the largest wildfire in the state. And in our Project Earth, there's something in the air. Now, a local vineyard is using the wind to create its sustainable wine. And let's take another live look outside before we head to break. Gorgeous day around the Bay Area. This is Look at San Francisco. Sutra Tower there in the back, and the skies are blue. We'll be right back. On the fire watch in San Luis Obispo County, the Madre fire continues to explode in size. CAL FIRE says it's now burned more than 70,000 acres. That's up from 52,000 overnight. This is now the largest wildfire in the state, burning in the Los Padres National Forest. It's still only 10% contained. Evacuation orders and road closures in the area are in effect. In today's Project Earth, July is the perfect month to explore California's wine country if you can take the heat. Our state is the 4th largest wine producer in the world, but number 1 when it comes to sustainable wine growing. Juliette Goodrich offers a toast to a local vineyard that makes wine with the winds.
Off the coast of California, near Monterey, clusters of Pinot Noir and Chardonnay grapes ripen in the cooling fog, warming sun, and perfect soil. But at Scheid Family Vineyards, an extra element plays a vital role in their award-winning wines. It's something in the air.
Wind power. It's extremely windy here. The winds are very dependable. They can sometimes blow 24 hours a day.
For the past 8 years, harnessing that wind, a 400-foot-tall wind turbine. It generates 100% of the power needed to run Scheid's state-of-the-art winery and bottling operations.
So it's a lot of power, and the good thing is that our turbine is able to handle all that power.
It is immense.
Heidi Scheid is the executive vice president of Scheid Family Wines.
Sustainability has been one of our core values since our family founded this business in 1972.
Scheid produces 900,000 cases of wine a year, markets 10 global brands as well as private label brands, and farms 2,500 acres of vineyards.
We grow quite a few different varietals. We actually grow 36 different varietals.
Heidi's late father, Al, founded the company more than 50 years ago as a grape grower. He was green from the get-go.
It was just always important to him.
Cellar master George Zavala says the juice provided by the wind is critical for their juice.
We're filtering our Chardonnay right now, and this will be bottled in the next 2 days.
Skylights naturally light up the facility, and automatic light sensors turn on and off as needed. The wine tanks are equipped with insulating jackets. High-tech sensors deliver just enough water to each vine and not a drop more. Even the bottles use less glass.
We've been trying to lightweight our glass because glass is one of the biggest contributors in terms of environmental impact.
The clean energy generated by the wind turbine is the equivalent to taking almost 4,500 gas-guzzling cars off the road for an entire year. It also powers 234 local homes.
We're really only using half of what we need to power it. The rest of the wind power generated actually goes back onto the grid.
The winds of change bearing fruit.
The winery also built 250 owl boxes located all over their vineyards. Those owls take care of any rodents that run around the vineyards, gnawing on valuable vines. Back to our first alert weather, taking a live look outside from our camera on Mount Diablo. Let's check back in with meteorologist Jessica Birch.
Well, it's 4th of July and it's been a beautiful one so far. We're seeing the wind start to kick up into the evening hours tonight, but other than that, it's actually a really great day to get out there and get some fresh air. One of the coolest days for us this week today, too. We head over into Antioch, where just a couple days ago we were sitting in the 90s. Today we're in the low 80s. All the way up into wine country we go, Napa, Santa Rosa, all the way over to Petaluma for that matter. We're seeing 70s this afternoon throughout North Bay and 70s all the way down into the South Bay too, with 50s and 60s along the coast and along the peninsula. So as we head into the afternoon hours today, there's a couple things I want to talk about. It has nothing to do with the temperatures, despite the fact that it actually does feel great outside right now. But we have strong winds, and we noticed that this morning. But what we're seeing into the afternoon hours, especially into the next couple hours, winds kick up to around 30 miles per hour in areas like San Francisco, and they stay strong into the evening hours tonight. Now, this increases that elevated fire risk, and we're going to continue to keep a close eye on that as we head into the overnight hours, especially with a lot of fireworks going on outside. Just be extra careful. If this was any other day of the week or of the year, I would just say don't do any outdoor burning. Be very diligent. But of course, with it being 4th of July, you do want to keep an extra eye out, especially into the evening hours tonight. Now, by tomorrow, the winds start to die down, which is great news across the board. But let's talk about some other things past tomorrow. Heading into next week, we have this really great warm up, and you're going to notice it a lot more in our inland areas compared to the Bay. For example, our friends along the Bay holding on tight to 60s for now, 60s into this weekend. We have 70s right around the corner as we head into Wednesday and Thursday of next week with sunnier skies. Now, that's where we're at already for our friends in our inland areas, but they're going to warm up all the way into the upper 80s and then 90s as we head into next week. So we'll keep you updated on this late week warm up right around the corner.
A competitive eater from the Bay Area just retook his crown. Today, 41-year-old Joey Chestnut won the 2025 Nathan's International Hot Dog Eating Contest once again, wolfing down 70 and a half Frankfurters in 10 minutes. This is Chestnut's 17th overall victory. Last year, he was banned from the event, though, because of a deal he struck with the plant-based Impossible Foods company. Still ahead, 4th of July is a lot of fun for people, but not so much for people's pets. We're going to have some tips to help them keep calm and safe when those fireworks go off. While the 4th of July might be a fun holiday for people, it can certainly be a tough one for pets. One of the busiest days of the year for lost pets, pets running away. The noise from fireworks can make animals anxious or scared and just want to get away from them. We've talked with Rob Leitner of the San Francisco SPCA about some ways to make your pet feel safe this 4th of July.
One of the best things you can do is just plan to keep them indoors during any firework displays. You can close windows, draw curtains, play calming music or white noise to help muffle out some of the big sounds. Create a safe space really in your home where they can retreat, like a quiet room with their favorite blanket or toys. And that can benefit them. You know, if you have people over, they can step away and relax. Some pets will also benefit from anxiety wraps or calming supplements, but we do recommend consulting your vet if you haven't used them in the past. The other thing to do is make sure that their ID tags and their microchip information is current. This is especially critical if they do get lost.
So he also reminds us of the dangers that barbecuing can bring. Things like grilled corn and onions can cause some blockages in your pets if they get a hold of them. Also, be sure to keep skewers and aluminum foil out of reach. Still ahead, forget the floats, where people are celebrating their 4th of July in golf carts. And before we go, you know, there's so many different ways to celebrate the holiday. And here's how they're doing their 4th of July celebration at Sun City Roseville. That's a 55 and up community outside Sacramento. They're decking out all their golf carts, more than 100 of them. Of course, red, white, and blue. They've been doing this for about 5 years now. They parade around the community. And everybody looks like they're having a good time. I hope you enjoy whatever you're doing to mark the day, if anything. That is it for the afternoon edition. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app.